Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my welcome back. No, this is my first team preparation video or team review video for the UCL Little Cup Off-Season. Season 1 has ended. The Bronx Beartics, which I, of course, am captain of, PokeaimMD. Not really captain. I'm, like, the coach. Manaphy is the captain of the Bronx Beartics. Let's not take that shine from Manaphy away. But I am PokeaimMD, coach of the Bronx Beartics, and we are in the Little Cup Off-Season, and we are in the Johto division. If you guys aren't aware of how this works, there's a video I uploaded. You can just check the playlist. The playlist will be down below in the description, explaining my whole team for my draft, which was randomized, if you guys didn't know that. Besides my captain, which is Zorua, or John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. And basically, we're going to be taking on my boy, TheHeatedMo, and the Toronto Togekiss, or Toronto Togekiss, who knows, for the first battle of the league. Now, like I said, I am in the Johto division, which means that I'll be playing Mo, and I'll be playing Jay, I believe, and then I'll be playing Nappy, and then I'll be playing them twice. And person with the most wins gets out of there and goes on to face the winner of the Cancer division, and then if that person wins, then they go on to face the other side for the championship. So it'll be a really quick 6-week session, 6-week season into playoffs. But really excited. I love my draft. My draft is really fun. You know, it was randomized. I couldn't control them, but we got some cool Pokemon. Now, Mo has a bunch of threats. His team lineup, you can see right there: Togepi, Abra, Skrelp, Munchlax, Dratini, Trubbish, Numel, Duskull, Electrike, Nidoran, Female, and Hoo-Hoo. Why is Nidoran spelled like that? Nidoran. Anyway, it sounds like a Dragon Ball Z character. Anyway, the way we did this, or the way I'm doing this, is kind of different. If you guys haven't seen the UCL, I do encourage you to check that out. There's a playlist somewhere on my channel for all of Season 1. Tons of videos. Team prep and battles, because that was a long season. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, you can. But the way I'm doing this is a little bit differently than how I did my team preparation videos for the UCL. Basically, for the UCL, I made a team that could take on any combination of Pokemon that my opponent wants to bring, which is what I'm trying to do with this, though it's a lot harder since my mons were not Pokemon that I drafted, but they were random. So it's a lot harder. These are my mons that I keep for the entire season, but they were randomized at first. But what I'm trying to do is focus on a game plan before the game happens, and try to stick with it as the game happens, and you know, win the game. So, you know, playing Pokemon, that's kind of, you know, obvious Pokemon. But basically, the team that I have built is built around a Shell Smashing Shelter Sweep or an SD Quick Feet Teddiursa, just rampaging through his entire team. I built this team with my boy Mambo. He is the Little Cup player, one of the Little Cup players for my SBL team, the Wi-Fi Wolfpacks. And also my boy Envy, which you guys should know by now. But the first member on the team is Jam, my Shelter. Like I said, I built this team, or this team was built around Shell Smash, Shelter, Sweeping. Looking at Mo's team, he doesn't have any priority bar Extreme Speed on Dratini if he wants to bring that. So I figured there was no reason to run Ice Shard on my Shelter. Shell Smash, Icicle Spear, Razor Shell, and Rock Blast. Razor Shell just doing more damage to Numel, as well as Munchlax, just doing that huge damage, while as Icicle Spear and Rock Blast just deals with the rest. This thing has a lot of potential versus team. Like I said, he is lacking priority. It can set up on stuff like Togepi. Togepi's really weak. It can set up on Munchlax if I'm daring, just because if it body slam pairs me, obviously I'm in a bad situation. But this is something that I could definitely see sweeping his team. At +2, it's kind of outspeed his entire team. As well as the fact that with Skill Link, it can break Abra's Focus Sash in one hit, which is really important versus his team. So this is definitely something I could see versus his team that can do damage. One of the things that I'll have to do before I sweep with this thing is probably weaken Skrelp a bit and get rid of Munchlax. Those are two Pokemon that I can see that I have to weaken / get rid of in order to win with Jam. But like I said, this team was built around my Shell Smashing Jam, and it has an Violite, so it lets it be bulkier. It's basically a really standard spread. This is Little Cup, so spreads are going to be different. So 236 maxes out my attack at Adamant, then 196 maxes out my speed at level 5, and then the rest was just pushed into HP and defense. So the next Pokemon on my team is the Village Crusher Jr. This is another Pokemon that just has a field day versus Mo's team. He does not have a solid switching at all. I decided to run Swords Dance, Facade, Crunch, and Protect. Protect is just to get my quick feet. With that, I have 21 speed, which means that I outspeed his entire team. I believe Abra is his fastest Pokemon, and I think Abra maxes out at 19. just to check. I'm pretty sure it is 19, but it could be 20. But I'm pretty positive it's 19. But we're just gonna check just so I know for later. But I'm pretty. Yeah, it maxes out at 19 speed, and that's the fastest Pokemon on his team. So this outspeeds it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to outspeed it. But basically, max out my attack, max out my speed. Swords Dance, Facade hits everything. Most of the time, I won't even need to go for Swords Dance. I'm just going to be clicking Facade. There's no point in running Earthquake because though it does hit Numel for a lot more damage as well as Trubbish, Facade does the same amount to Trubbish. And Numel as well. I'm pretty sure the damage is really, really similar when Toxic or boosted. Plus, Facade is all I need, and it just gives me the option to run Swords Dance, which can help me muscle through Duskull. This thing is just going to be, it's going to say what its name is. It's the Village Crusher. It's going to be crushing his team, just going through and knocking out everything. With a bit of prior damage, it knocks out Munchlax, knocks out Scrub, and really supports the Jam sweep, just because it gets rid of 2 Pokemon that Jam could have a bit of issues with. Though I do see him bringing something such as Choice Scarf Electric versus my team, which is why the next Pokemon, hello? What do you want to play? Pokemon? Nah. John Cena, my Zorua. Now, this thing is the Quad Dark Stab John Cena with Pursuit, Knockoff, Memento, and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch, Jolly. We are Jolly Nature. That way, we speed tie at worst with Trubbish, and basically, I just want to max speed in order to ensure that I outspeed even boosted stuff like Scrub. I'm pretty sure boosted Scrub only goes to 16. I doubt anybody runs boosted Scrub. But 17 speed, just a speed tie with Trubbish. That way I can knock it off if I need to. Pursuit is just for Abra. Maybe if I disguise myself as my Geodude or something else, Abra will be forced to switch out if I have already broken its sash. But most of the time I'm just going to be going for knockoff or Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch giving me that priority. Like I said, he only has one form of priority. And that's why I really like Zorua, because if he brings Dragon Dance Dratini, and I disguise it as Geodude, he's not going to go for extreme speed versus it. He might go for Draco, or he might go for Outrage. Draco, of course, if he's not Dragon Dance, if he's Life Orb. But if he is Dragon Dance, he'll go for Outrage. So I can go for Sucker Punch and do a hell of a lot. Sucker Punch actually helps me check the Electric, which is something that I'm really paranoid of. I'm pretty positive he'll be bringing Choice Scarf Electric. It's really, really good in Little Cup. It's really fast, especially versus my team, where my main Electric Resist, or my only Pokemon that stops Volt Switch, is Geodude, and it also happens to be my rocker. But that's why I want Sucker Punch. Just give me that extra priority versus his team. It's a really strong move. And I also have Memento just in case I want to try and set up with Jam or with Teddiursa. Knockoff is going to be very useful. Yes, he does have Togepi, which is his only Dark Resist on his team, but it's a really solid Pokemon to bring versus me just because it does set up on Zorua, can Baton Pass, and nasty plot up. But knocking it off will help Jam beat it or help Teddiursa beat it 1v1. So I definitely want to bring this Zorua. Next up we have Wit, my Why Not. Now, she has enough speed for Munchlax. Munchlax hits 9 speed. This thing is going to be hitting 10. Standard Munchlax doesn't run too much speed. But I'll be hitting 10 speed. Physically defensive, so I can take on Munchlax a little bit better depending on rolls, because Munchlax does have a chance to 2-hit KO unless I'm running max defense. But I think this is the max I can go, as you can see. I mean, I could have gone 15, but giving me this extra defense allows me to take Shadow Ball from Abra better, and I can Mirror Coat it out of there. Also allows me to take just those special moves from Electric and things like that. Scrub if I need to, unless it's like Spec. So I can Mirror Coat counter. That's what Why Not. That's what Wit's going to be doing with that Shadow Tag. I do have Encore to lock things into setup moves or lock them into weaker moves. And Tickle is just to support maybe a Pursuit Zorua coming in after and knocking something out. So this will be a little bit of that support that I was talking about for the Shell Smashing sweep or the Teddiursa sweep. But the next Pokemon on the team is Geodude. Now, this is my Stealth Rocker. I definitely want to bring Geodude just because it can check Trubbish. It can check Numel to an extent. It checks Electric. That's the most important part. It blocks Volt Switch. So I will be able to block those Volt Switch. I will be able to go for Earthquake and knocking him out. Sturdy plus Berry Juice is huge because even if he hits me with a super effective hit, I am guaranteed to survive on 1 HP because of Sturdy. And Berry Juice brings it all the way back to full. This thing has like 2 lives. Rock Blast 2 KOs Abra, meaning I only need 2 hits, which is the absolute minimum you can get on Rock Blast unless you miss or something dies to 1 hit. So I will be able to knock out Abra. It gives me a nice check to that. I can also live a hit from Skrulp and knock it out with Earthquake. And also this gives me Earthquake for Dratini just to do damage. Though his Duskull does kind of hard wall this, since it does have Levitate, Rock Blast isn't going to be doing too much, and Duskull does run a physically defensive set in Little Cup, but this also checks Hoot Hoot and Nidoran. So I had counter as the it's not a Pokeaim video if my chair doesn't make a stupid sound while I'm moving. But I do have counter as my last move over Sucker Punch. Counter is just in case he has a bulky Dragon Dance Dratini locked into Outrage. I want to be able to knock it out with counter. Or more so Curse Munchlax if it gets up to +6 somehow. Maybe like Encore it into Curse. And then he gets to +6 and I stall him out and then the struggles get a little bit too powerful. I can counter that thing and knock it out. And this is mainly there just to block Volt Switch. Getting up Stealth Rock is pretty big for me, considering Scarf Electrike takes 95% minimum from Sucker Punch. I have gotten Absolute Min because I actually tested with Mambo and Envy. I have them both teams based on what Mo has, and I have tested and I have gotten Absolute Min on Sucker Punch before. So rocks are very important versus him. He doesn't have a way of getting rid of them, and that's why I had Geodude, Jabberjack. So next up we have Slurp. My Focus Sash Vanillite. I really wanted something that could check Dragon Dance Dratini if I needed to. Also something that could kind of be anti-hazard, but I didn't want to bring Starmie just because Starmie gives him another Pokemon to potentially Volt Switch around. Though Starmie would not have been bad just because it does have, like, it's not Stab, but it does have access to Psychic, which can Staryu, excuse me. Oof. It does have access to moves that can threaten Skrulp, like Thunderbolt. It can Hydro Pump most of his team, Scald, respectively. But I really wanted to try this Anti-Leaf Vanillite that I believe somebody posted in the comments. I can't be sure, though they did have Ice Beam over Frost Breath. But basically, the way this goes is if he leads off with Trubbish, which is one of his few hazard Pokemon on the team, his other two being Toxic Spike Skrulp and a potential Stealth Rocker in like Nomo or something. This can give me the Magic Coat. I keep Magic Coating, so I get up the hazards for them. Let's say he goes for a Spike. I get up a Spike on his side of the field. And basically, if he hits me, I get my Weak Armor boost. Allows me to outspeed him. Then I can outspeed him the following turn, go for Taunt, or just straight up Explode. This does give me an Explosion mod. This also gives me something as a last-ditch effort check for Scarf Electrike. And, you know, it didn't take on Hoot. And also Taunting is really nice because it will allow me to stop Togepi from baton passing. That's also why this thing has 10 speed, because I can stop Togepi after it goes for Nasty Plot. If I come in on this, I can Encore him to Nasty Plot, because since Togepi hits 9 speed. But that's basically the team for week 1 of the UCL Little Cup Off-Season. We will be playing Mo. That will go up tomorrow, I believe. That game goes up at 2 p.m. I think that's the slot we have, 2 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe. Hope you guys are cheering for the Bronx Beartics on this Little Cup Off-Season. Just a fun thing to do before Season 2, which I'm bars. Ooh, Pokemon Cypher 2016 confirmed. It is confirmed, actually, and I am in it. But, yeah, guys, hope you all enjoy it, and I will see you guys later. Cue the outro.